appreciate it. How y'all doing this afternoon? Y'all doing good? You sure that was like a dry good? You got food in your mouth. Just eat. Okay, that's what it is. I get it. That's what's up. Well, my name is Daniel Westbrooks. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, 34 years old. Been around for, I don't know, many moons now. Y'all look like nobody's over the age of 17 or 16. So, what, like Miss Alexa said, I've known them since probably like 9, 10 years old. The twins probably don't even remember. I remember when y'all was born. You know, we go back to Worm and Keisha back in the day. But like Miss Alexa said, success, greatness, black excellence. Her husband, Pastor Lewis, was probably one of the first black men I ever seen introducing me to entrepreneurship. Because I don't know if you remember or not, my 8th grade year, he hired me, gave me my first job, working with him cleaning buildings. Yeah, I would be out all night. He'd come get me like 9 o'clock at night, and we'd be cleaning buildings till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I did it. That's been with me forever. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I really like look up to you guys. Perfect role model, setting great examples for kids like me. Okay. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So we can get into the funky part because she's talking about purpose, and that's the thing we talked about earlier today at the high school I went to, pain and purpose. And so like we all go through certain things, pain. Whether it be growing up in poverty, whether it be growing up in a single parent home, or dealing with all kinds of different abuses, just whatever it is, getting bullied, worrying about how you fit in socially. You know what I'm saying? My abuse came when I was probably like 6, 7 years old, and my trust was probably broken because I got sexually abused when I was 6 years old up until the time that I was probably about 10 or 11. A real close family member of mine. And not only did I lose my trust, I lost like all kind of confidence that I had in me, was very depressed, angry, actually tried to commit suicide a couple times. Thank God I didn't succeed with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the things that we look down or frown upon or try to shame ourselves for, we really shouldn't, because we're not the only ones that's going through things. So I don't know what you guys may be going through. Hopefully nothing that severe, but not to take whatever your situation is lightly. Just understand that we all go through things and we can get through it too. Don't be ashamed of nothing. Always know your worth. Love yourself. If nobody else loves you, love you. Believe in yourself. And just grow. My pains turned into aggression and anger, like I said. I started wilding early, probably like 7th grade, 8th grade, in the streets, gang banging, selling drugs, robbing, and doing everything under the sun that you could probably think of doing. I didn't graduate. My senior year of high school, I went to prison. Did 6.5 years. Came home. Still acting retarded, acting stupid, still dealing with pain, and probably trying to be accepted too. That was one of my biggest issues, worrying about how the world viewed me, worrying about what everybody else thought about me. And this is before social media hit, so I can only imagine what you guys are going through now. Scrolling down Instagram, your timeline, and you're seeing all kind of different influences that maybe not even fit your character, but you feel like you need to fit in because this is what you're seeing. When all actuality is, it's better to just be yourself. Because it's harder to try to act like something that you're not. And that's what I battled with for the longest, trying to be something that I'm not. And so I was like, you know what, I ain't worried about what nobody thinks about me. I don't want to be nobody but myself. And so I had to kill the person that I was. I knew I wasn't a bad person, but I had been hurt. And I wanted to hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. Abuse other people. Is it right? No. Why is it happening like that? I have no clue. I guess because we want people to feel how we felt. And it'll make us feel better a little bit. If that makes sense. But it's wrong. I'm not even making excuses for why I did what I did. I just want people to understand why, I did certain things or why I thought the way I thought. So, in light of me getting in trouble and doing all that in that nutshell, I don't know how much time we have, but success. I've been counted out plenty of times by my own family members, by people that I thought were my friends, a lot of people in general, because I kept messing up, and it's nobody's fault but mine that they viewed me the way that, I was presenting myself to everybody. So I can't even be mad at them for turning their back on me or not believing me in certain situations when I tell you I'm gonna change. And here I am, went to prison twice. Got out, got caught up in one of the biggest conspiracy cases in Nashville with 40 other people that I didn't even know. Looking to do 25 years. Got it out, I made it out of that situation. And that's when I decided that I wanted to jump into entrepreneurship, become a businessman, own my own company. And I didn't want to work for nobody else. Did it happen overnight? No. I'm 3 years in, but I'm working. I'm working every day consistently, trying to build and grow. And so all you guys have greatness in you. No matter what anybody tells you that you can't do, you can do it. It starts with believing in yourself and changing your mindset. But yeah, like, you can be whatever you want to be. I know you probably heard that 1,000 times, but I'm going to say it 1,001. You can be whatever you want to be. And if I have to use my life as an example to put on the table and just be like as transparent as I can with you guys, that's what I do. Like, I talk to kids, I love kids. I know we hurting. I know everybody's hurting in their own kind of way. And I know a lot of people might be ashamed of that. A lot of people are scared to open their mouth up and say, I'm hurting. Because society made it feel like, made it seem like you weak or something if you expressing your feelings. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's good to have a person to talk to. It ain't always been easy for me to just stand up in front of strangers or anybody in that matter to talk about my life. I made that decision when they put my life on blast on the news. When I sat in front of a judge trying to get out on bond, I had a white man telling me everything that was on this piece of paper that I've done that don't even really know me. And talking like we've been, best friends forever in a negative way though. And I was like, nah, something gotta change. So, if you wanna take your life to another level, if you wanna grow, you're gonna have to make some changes. I don't know what those changes are, but it starts with your mindset. It starts with changing the people that you're hanging around. Changing your influences that you looking up to some things that probably not gonna get you nowhere. Trying to be like everybody else, be yourself. We all have a purpose on our life. Tap into yourself and figure out what your purpose is. Self-awareness, self-love. Educate yourself. Go to school, get a good education, but outside of school, continue to learn. You're never too old to learn anything. Knowledge is power, and knowledge will get you paid. The more you know, the more you're gonna get paid. If you like money. Who all like money in here? You like being broke? Look, twin like, yeah, I kinda like money. But yeah, like, learn all that you can learn. Y'all are young, full of a lot of life. You got great futures on you. Do not let your potential go to waste. Do not let it go to a graveyard. God gives you talents and gifts for a reason, for you to utilize it, because he'll take them away. I don't know if y'all play sports, but I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of athletes that could have been great, but they hurt themselves, they get injured. You know what I'm saying? My little brother, prime example, one of the best basketball players to play in the city, come out this city, and got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it was his fault or what happened, but it could be taken away at any given time. You don't know how it's going to be taken away. Just make sure you walk in your purpose and you fulfill your destiny in life. Whatever that might be. I don't care if it seems crazy to everybody in this room, because God gives you a vision for you only. It's up to you to believe in yourself, not everybody else. They'll jump on board later when they realize that what you're saying that you want to do, you actually doing it. And you manifesting it, and it's growing. And that's a version of success, because you really can't define success. It's all kind of meaningless. Everybody has their own version of success. But as long as you constantly working, stay persistent and committed and dedicated, you're gonna be whatever it is you want to be. Whatever level you want to take it to, you're gonna level up. All the time, that's what it's about, leveling up, reinventing yourself. When you knock one goal out, and you're gonna be ready to knock 5 more out, because it's probably gonna amaze you that you even knocked one out. I don't know if y'all write down goals or not, but the first time I ever wrote a goal down, I was like 6 of them. And I accomplished all of them within 4 months. And it messed me up, because I went to a meeting of the minds. And the dude just was passing out paper like, look, this is what I want you to do. Write down 6 goals, break them down. And from that moment forward, I was like, you know what? If I want to be successful, this is going to be my roadmap to success. You write it down. Don't just think it, write it down. Look at it, study it, beat it in your head every day. When you go to bed, make sure you're looking at your goals. When you wake up, make sure you're reading your goals. When you're in school, or whenever you go back to school, or throughout the day, look at your goals. This is your plan. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the author of your book. Every chapter in your life, you write it. You don't let nobody else take control over your book. Don't let them write your book. You be the narrator. I don't care where you come from. It don't matter. A lot of people say I'm a product of my environment. No, you're not. You're a product of the choices that you make, the decisions that you make. That makes you who you are. So if you decide to start doing the same things that your friends are doing, and they're getting in trouble, and you know you're not supposed to be doing it, you're a product of the decision you made to do that. Nobody put a gun in your head to force you to make the wrong decisions. And nobody's going to make you make the right decisions. It's all up to you. You know, don't look at somebody else that's doing something and be like, I wish I was doing this right here. Just go do whatever it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Be you. That's all I'm trying to say. Be you. Tap into yourself. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Sometimes I'll be in the car talking to myself all the time. I'll be in the shower talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I look crazy. It don't matter. I don't care how I look to people. On the outside, I'm still hurt. I'm still going through pain. And I'm going to smile. I'm never going to wear what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? We all going through stuff, man. I know it might be going over y'all here right now, but trust me, everybody is suffering from something. Just don't succumb to it. Don't become a victim of your situation. Be a victim. You ever heard tragedy to triumph? That's what you do. You overcome it. Can't stop problems from coming your way. But you can put yourself in a position where you limit them problems to people that you hang around. That's important. Because if you're hanging around people that's not motivating you, that's not inspiring you, or getting in your chest and tell you when you messing up, that ain't your friend. That ain't your friend. Because my friends, we gonna get in each other's chest. When we messing up, we slipping, guess what? Man, I'm talking about this boy right here gonna get in my chest. I done got in his too. That's what we do. But there's love. Because if anybody can sit there and watch you fall and not help pick you up, it's not your friend. And you still hanging around them, they laughing at you when you making mistakes. Like it's funny, it ain't funny. Gotta take life serious. The people that you around, I'm telling you, you could block a blessing due to the company that you keep. Somebody could want to give you $1 million deal to do whatever it is you want to do, put some money behind whatever business that you want to start up. But when they start seeing the people that you hang around, they're like, nah. You don't become an asset. You become a liability. Nobody gonna put no money behind somebody that they could possibly lose out on their investment. Because of the company that you keep. But if all y'all trying to level up and y'all motivating each other and inspiring each other to do better, very seldom will somebody fall. When you got a strong team, it's hard to crumble that.
Yeah.
It's hard to break them chains. When y'all locked in tight, and y'all focusing on the same frequency level, and y'all vibing on another level, it's hard to come between that. Everybody's not meant to be around you. Everybody's not meant to have access to you. You should think more of yourself to think that you should let everybody be accessible to you. Because they're not. I know a lot of people. I have some friends too. But close friends that you gonna come to my house, it's crazy. Not letting anybody between my door, you know what I'm saying? Even before I had a child, you're not just gonna pull up at my crib like that. We can meet up somewhere, but you gotta protect your space. You gotta protect your spirit. You gotta watch what y'all let in y'all minds and in y'all head. You gotta protect that. Because sooner or later, one day you're gonna be listening to a rap song and they talking about doing some stuff that they probably ain't even never done. And you think you can do it. These video games, Call of Duty, Fortnite, they run around shooting up everything. Think you can go get a gun and shoot up till you realize this is real life, not a video game. And then here you are, looking at life. Looking at life sense, because what? The wrong influence. I ain't taking nothing away from video games, but understand, you got reality, and you got make-believe. Realize the difference between the two. Y'all hear me? You sure? How many people want to be successful in here? You sure? Oh boy, what you want to do? Me? Nah, with the hood on, without the mask. Yeah.
I want to work hard to study to be a paramedic.
A paramedic? What kind of doctor? It don't matter. We got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. That's good. You're on the right path because you know what you want to do. But now you need to get more in detail with what kind of doctor you want to be, what kind of paramedic. You know what I'm saying? They make good money too. My sister works at Vanderbilt and she writes the checks for these doctors. And you know, one surgery could get you $250,000. You feel me? So, huh? You want to be a doctor too? But yeah, hey, look, planning your life out. I'm telling you, it's like a roadmap. You put your little address in with Google Maps, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna give you turn by turn action. That's how you need to write your goals down. Trying to figure out where you're going. What's up?
I got a question.
Talk to me.
So, like, have you ever forgave somebody? Like, you feel like you forgave somebody, but then that hatred comes back. So what do you do? Your honest opinion.
I have. I understand. The person that sexually abused me, we talk probably 2-3 times a week.
But does that like?
And now, no, I'm not mad. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you, no, we gonna scratch that. I went to prison because my first cousin snitched on me. It's tough, ain't it? Our mamas had the same mama and dad. Came out the same sex, same womb. What? On everything I love. I ain't lying. And I just got off the phone with him about an hour ago. It's called forgiveness. You don't forgive, but you gotta forgive them. Because you're gonna block your blessings if you don't forgive them. Don't hate them, you feel me?
That's so hard.
It's hard.
I don't know.
Your boyfriend broke your heart?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay. I ain't even gonna ask no more. But forgiveness is key. Because you can't let that sit on your heart. It's gonna build up. And when you hate somebody, ain't no telling what you're gonna do. They push you to that point where you hate them. I done seen some people do some crazy things out of love and hate. It's like you battling emotions in your body when you should just let it go. It might be hard, but you gotta disconnect from it. You know what we call that? Growing pains. That's what that's called.
But it's like, why would you do that in the first place?
Why would the dude run me over that ran me over? He out of jail right now, and I know everything about him if I wanted to do something wrong, but nah, I forgave him.
Wow.
I know everything about him. Yeah, he got out August of last year. I wasn't even supposed to know that. But it happens. You just have to move forward. You're probably talking about somebody who hurt you on the inside on your heart. I'm talking about somebody that tried to kill me, that ran me over, came back and ran me over again. And I ain't got no heart. Better yet, I know his brother and sister personally. I give him hugs at work all the time. That's forgiveness. I know his mom. His mom played, his nieces and nephews played football with Junior. See her all the time. That's forgiveness. You can do it. You just gotta want to do it.
As hard as it might seem.
Hard as it might seem. When I found out this guy was out, I know it. I was mad. I didn't sleep for like 2 nights up, just mad. Like, how is he out? After almost killing me and only doing 6 years. But that ain't for me to worry about no more. Sometimes you just gotta live and let go. It's somebody else way higher than anybody down here that looks and handle that, right?
Right. And can I tell you something also related to that? Kind of what Fish and then you both are talking about. Sometimes what happens in those kind of cases is that if those people, if their life changes, you know, and say, for instance, they get the Lord in them, it eats them up. You know, and they deal with such guilt and things that they have to get, you know, and sometimes then they come back, then they apologize, or then they do this. I had a situation, and I'll just use mine, where I was sexually assaulted. Well, I've already shared that with this group before, but, and it happened when I was 13, and it was, I guess, about 5 or 6 years ago. I was at a women's retreat in West Tennessee, and I was sharing with everyone there what had happened. And I was talking about forgiveness and about why you should forgive and how forgiveness is not an act of emotion and feeling. It is a decision. That's what they're telling you. It's a decision. It's a decision of the will. It's not how you feel, because your feelings got to heal you where you can move on, and he'll heal your feelings once you give it over to him. But at the end of that conference, and there are people at this church right now who can tell you about this. At the end of that conference, I had a message on my Facebook Messenger from that person who did that when I was 13, apologizing. The conference, the retreat wasn't live enough. He had no idea about any of that, but God convicted him and moved in his heart, and he reached out to me on Messenger and apologized for all that. You know, so, but I was not burdened down. You know, you're talking about, I'm 48, right? So I said that was like, what I said, like 5 years ago, so I was 43 at the time. This happened when I was 13. So 30 years had passed when this had happened, but I did not allow that stuff to stay with me and eat at me for 30 years. Some people do. And they live defeated lives. They never accomplish, have success in their life. They end up crazy out, your mind messed up, just because they won't let it go and let God deal with it. For 30 years, I didn't do that. And God moved in him where that closure came from that. So that's just my example with it. And like I said, I can't imagine, you know, what you went through and how you did it and what you went, just because I know all y'all stories, but you know, you know, I know. But anyway, you know, and just the look at that, the way they're living their lives and able to share now, because the point of all of us just sharing that with you is that you can, and like Fish said, you have to want to, and so that's what it comes down to. Yeah,
I got my apology last year. It was probably about
Did you really?
About 9:30 at night.
Wow.
I started working on my book, and we were sitting in the office, and I got a text.
Wow.
I don't know. I felt like so much better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just like, bro, I've been forgave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's been forgiven.
I'm waiting on mine. I've had it from his family, but I told him
But not
that's
for
not
him
your
yet.
apology to give.
Right.
So
It's coming. It's coming.
whether it comes or not, it ain't for me to worry about. I still got to move forward.
They got to live with the decision.
Right.
They might have done you wrong. That's something that's going to eat them up.
Yeah.
And they might take it to grade. You might not ever get the apology. But if you wait on the apology to stop you from living your life and moving on from that situation, you might be waiting forever. You might be on the way to the grave and you never get it. And you're like, dang, I just wasted know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's hard, but it's for you. It's for you, not for them. It's for you. To lift that dead weight up off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That backpack is heavy.
It's heavy. I've had hatred in my heart. I'm telling you, me and my cousin didn't talk. When you go to court locked up, if they on the case with you, you're gonna be in the courtroom or sitting in the little basement until y'all go upstairs. Y'all are together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you something that's even more real. I had to call home. I told you that same grandma. Every time I went to juvenile, you know, it was just me. The only one going back for the jail. I'm the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
So I can always call granny phone and get through. Now I got somebody else taking money out of my line. When I need to call, make me a 3-way, I got him. I call home one day. And they like, somebody, they taking this commissary and all that stuff, right? So, you know, I was gang banging heavy back then. I had homeboys that, if I say do something, they gonna do it. So I told him, watch my cousin. He told him, I don't care, it's my family.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't for them to understand why I say do that, but watch them, or it's gonna be a problem. Think I want my grandmama crying to me when I call her about what they doing to him? No, they want to do it to both of us. It's gonna go down, and every time I see you, I'm running into you. It's gonna be a problem. But it's my family at the end of the day. I don't care what he did. I gotta live with that. My mama told me, that's your fault. You made a decision to go with him and do that. Be a man, stand up, and whatever happened, happened. That's what she told me. I wanted to cuss my mom out, and I don't even cuss. I cuss, but I don't cuss in front of my mom. My mom probably the sweetest lady probably ever meet. And she was just so nonchalant about it, it was like, so it's your fault. Should have been with him. Like, oh, okay, mom, I'm about to go to prison. I'll see you when I see you. You know what I'm saying? But like, that age, she was like, yeah. And when I thought about it, you know, probably 7-8 months later, and I finally felt it, I was like, look, I can't not talk to you forever for the rest of my life. I can't hate you. And he got less time than me and out before I did. He only did like 2 years, I think. Oh, I was steaming hot again. That's what you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was hatred that came back to me, but I was mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not supposed to be in here. Or you supposed to be here with me. You told him, you came to me to come do what we did. I got away. You got away. You did some more retarded stuff that link back to you and you get locked up. And then you telling me about this. And I'm like, dang, why am I still here? I'm getting pictures, you with it. You going to my little brother basketball game. I left, my little brother was in the 9th grade. I got out, it was his senior year in college. You know, I missed all those years. All my little cousin graduations. Family reunions, I missed all of them. And it hurt. It hurt. But that's what defines you. Not what they do to you, it's how you react to what they do. That's what builds your character. Gotta live and let go. I'm done with you. I ain't gonna make it seem all about you.
Anybody else have questions or anything?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Westbrooks, what does cartel stand for?
Cartel Lifestyle LLC with a trademark because I own it.
All
Not
right.
just the word cartel, but it's lifestyle. But it means conquer and rule the entire land.
Oh, wow.
Meaning, be a king or a queen of your own realm. Take control of your destiny. Whatever you want to do, do it. Believe in yourself. I don't care what you've been through, what people say that you can't do. If you want to do it, do it. The only person stopping you from doing what you want to do is you. You're not going to walk out this door because she wants you to walk out the door. You've got to really lift your feet, move your legs, and walk out this door. The only person that stops us from doing anything we want to do is us. We be our own enemies sometimes. And it be the lack of belief, though. Because we think we can't do it. Or you let somebody else project their fears on you, tell you that you can't do something just because they can't do it. Forget what somebody else talking about. You want to do it, do it. They want to follow suit, come on, go with me. I'm going here. You want to stay right there, I'll holler at you. And it's going to hurt sometimes when you got to disconnect from people. That's another growing pain. Because sometimes you want to stay with that man or stay with that girl, and they want to stay stuck where they are. But you know you got a destiny ahead of you that's going this way, and they want to stay right here. You got to let them go. As hard as it may seem. I'm talking to myself right now, too. Got to let it go. You feel me? I'm talking to me. Man, you got to let it go.
I listen to myself first.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
what I
Like,
say too.
man,
Then the word applies to me first.
It applies to myself.
Yes.
Like, I tell you, I taught myself all the time I can do this. Like, because I had the confidence level of an ant down there. It hurt me when it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really hurt. You ever, like, decided to kill yourself? You know how low and depressed you have to feel to actually want to take your life and not live anymore? You feel like you don't want to be here no more because you're tired of living. You feel guilty. You feel shame. You feel like you're worthless. Like everybody laughing at you. Everybody know what happened to you. You don't feel normal. Ain't no good feeling. I'm telling you, you just gotta be strong. You gotta push through. We all gonna push through. I tried counseling and everything. It didn't work. You know, everything ain't for everybody. As long as you keep pushing. Don't ever give up. That's why I say just keep pushing. I don't care what you're going to keep pushing. Life is precious and don't take it for granted. A lot of these kids, man, they around here thinking life is sweet. And that it's a guarantee that you're gonna wake up in the morning. It ain't. I done buried more kids in the past 2 years since I started mentoring than I probably even know done died or been killed. A strong mind. But suicide is real too. Suicide is very real. A real close friend of mine committed suicide last year. And like every year, I do a walk with my clothing line. First year, we did the breast cancer awareness walk with his mother. Second year, I was preparing for the suicide prevention walk. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, we finalizing everything so we can send an email off, and I get the phone call. You know, this is somebody who I call my sister though, that's been with me through my highs and my lows. They committed suicide. And I'm like, man, I don't even want to do the walk no more. And I was like, man, we gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real like that. I was in another situation in 2016. I had a friend of mine call me about 5 o'clock in the morning. We want to just talk. We went out to eat. We had too many drinks. We laughed, we cried, we talked about almost everything. Had a car wreck. End of the night. She fell asleep behind the wheel, ran into the back of my car. I put her in a hotel and I was like, look, report your car stolen. I'm gonna report a hit and run. A few hours later, I make it to the house. I'm thinking she got away when the police came. She, caught a ride. She committed suicide right there at the hotel. Life hits you hard. You gotta figure out a way to get through it. You can't pray and ask God to make life easy. You gotta ask him for guidance. In more than one way, though. Because if one way don't work, try another way. Figure it out. But you gotta keep pushing until you figure it out. Because somebody gonna need to hear your story one day, because they're gonna be going through the same thing you're going through. And you need to let them know. It's gonna be all right. Keep pushing, push through. The highest human act is to help somebody or inspire them or motivate them. That's what we're here to do. Each one teach one. That's what's gonna keep you strong. That's where your blessings gonna come from. The circle of life. Helping each other. It's cool to play and joke and laugh, but I also know it's a time that you need to be serious. And I'm telling you, be careful what you put in your spirit. All that music, I like listening to rap music too now, don't get it twisted. I love God. I was raised in the church, I do. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm the most, up-walking, right-walking Christian. I love God, but, still, listen to what I listen to. But you got to protect it. You can't just oversaturate your spirit with nonsense. You gotta know when to cut it off. I got all kind of playlists, gospel playlists. You know, to start my day off every morning during the school day. During the school week, I'm listening to Baby Shark. I'm listening to Peanut Butter Jelly Time. You know what I'm saying? That gets my spirit going. Or I might turn on my gospel. Just because, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you gotta set that tone for how your day gonna go. If you wake up thinking about killing and finessing and doing all kind of stuff you ain't got no business doing, man, I'm pretty sure throughout the day you're gonna try your luck at doing something you ain't got no business doing. It's gonna happen. I should have listened to my mom when she tell me she found my CD. I think it was like in 5th grade. I had like a No Limit CD. She found it and threw it away. I was mad. Because we used to listen to that CD before the game, before practice, and turn up. You know what I mean? And yeah, she was telling me back then, watch what you put in there. And I kept listening to it. And eventually, guess what happened? 2 options. You're going to die or you're going to jail. And I went to jail 2 many times. I ain't get enough. But when they set me down that last time, about 6.5 years, man, I still ain't learned my lesson. I ain't gonna lie, I went back again when I got out. Huh? You think, it's tough. It's tough in that up. I don't know what you got going on, what you involved in, but I'm telling you, if you ain't living right, bro, you decide to make a change, man. It's like that. I don't care what everybody else doing in your household or your friends. If you know it ain't right, don't do it. Them same friends will leave you on stuck. They'll leave you out to dry to man, all right, it ain't no game. Police come snatch y'all up, somebody gonna say something. I'm telling you, I was on a case with 40 people. I was 41. Why you looking like that? 40. How much dope I get caught with, bitch?
None.
How much money they take from me?
None.
How many guns they get off of me?
None off of you.
Nothing. I didn't get caught with nothing. They all 125 years. Out of 40 people, you know how many people told on their case? Over half of them. And they was out here getting money to get a lot of money too. It's a game, but ain't no game out there.
And it's just all about a phone conversation. You got to watch the company you keep. And that was his issue back then. It was just being surrounded by the wrong people. He was on a phone conversation with the wrong person, which caught him up in the wrong situation. So that's why we mean when we talk, that's what we mean when we say watch the company you keep. Because you as a person, you're responsible for your own self, which you can have 2 choices: to choose to do the wrong thing or the right thing. And it's going to choose to give you a good consequence or a bad consequence. Unfortunately, he chose the wrong thing, got a bad consequence, and got in trouble for something he didn't even do. He ended up having to spend a bunch of money to get out of jail on something that he didn't even do wrong. But he was in the wrong. Even though he didn't do wrong, he was still in the wrong with the people he was around. He knew he should have been affiliated with. So that's what he mean by watch the company you keep.
I ain't trying to go do no time for nobody.
Nope.
I'm telling you. Y'all in the car, all these guns, I'm telling you, I got 2 nephews right now with a $1.2 million bond. Ralph D, you keep playing. Look at it, you look. You think it's a game, don't you?
No.
You think I'm playing?
Yeah.
Look it up. Look up the Hendersonville 6. What you do? Just when we get done, look up the Hendersonville 6. Yeah, they want to keep running around here. I ain't saying what y'all got on is wrong, but you in buildings with the hoods on, with this look twisting your hair. You know what I'm saying? They already look at us like we threats and menaces to society. You ain't adding to it. I mean, you add to it. How you look, how you present yourself is key too. Because they gonna look at you by what you give them to look at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared of you, but they gonna be scared. You know what I mean? Just think about it. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with you, because the nappy look, that's what's in. You know, as long as you got it lined up and looking clean, you feel me? It's all good. You know, I'm not tripping. Dreadlocks, braids, whatever, just make sure it look good. You know what I'm saying? When you get ready to go apply for a job, but What you want to say to do? What you want to do? You looking like job. I said job. He said, wait, who said something about working? You know, one day you gonna want a job, and when you walk in there, you need to look presentable, like you want that job. Pants up, shirt tucked in, put a towel on. You ain't got a tie, they got them at the Goodwill. They got everything you need to go with. You get real clean for real, about $13.
You can ask anybody in church to get it, right?
Yep.
I'm telling you, about $13, $14. I came over from the church trying to get a job, and I had to go out there. You know how humbling you have to be to go get a $13 Goodwill suit? I had a lot of money. A lot of money. It's about changing. What you want to do? You trying to live as long as you can, or you in a rush to go to jail, or rush to go to, you know where else to go.
It's funny you say that. We was talking about that earlier, about how we had to do. We remember washing cars.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do.
God.
When you want to change, you had to wash cars.
Exactly.
And we almost 30 years old, trying to do the right thing, trying to change, and we had to wash cars to prevent from going out selling drugs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to do what you got to do.
Man,
I'm sorry. I want to ask you a question. Did you get were you able to get your voting rights restored where you can vote?
Nah, so look, check it out. I'm still on probation right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm on 2 8-year
Okay.
probation.
So it's like when you get off that, you'll be able to get them restored.
You know,
Right. Because they don't even working on
who
that.
your president gonna be? We'll see what happens. But yeah, like.
The only reason I mentioned that is because, you know, right now one of the biggest issues going on is related to the vote, right? Right. So we all dealing with issues, you know, related to that, but we still find a lot of people who have the ability to vote who choose not to vote.
Right.
You know, and when I say a lot of people, I'm really talking about Black people. You know, and just talking about, you know, how important that is, because one thing that's happening with a lot of people today is that they don't understand or see the importance of actually having that right to vote. Voting impacts all kind of things. So you're voting on, you know, people who can help create laws that, for instance, help folks who are getting out of prison to re-enter into society and get rights restored and all this kind of stuff. Because honestly, when a person goes to prison, that is the consequence. So when they come out, they really should. You paid your due, you know, whatever. But also, we a lot of times I think a lot of our young Blacks of today don't take advantage of opportunities that are out there. You know, I look back at my grandmother, who's still alive. She's 85 years old, but she was around during the time of Jim Crow laws. Does anybody know what Jim Crow laws are? What are Jim Crow laws? Somebody tell me.
Laws
Huh?
laws for Black people.
But specifically, what about them? Tell me something else.
Votes only counted as like 1/3 of a person as Black people when we voted back in the past.
Okay.
It was basically laws.
What else?
Down in a way.
Huh?
It was laws basically set against Black people. There was nothing good for them to put on the law. Each one of them were contradictory to what the Black people were actually trying to do. White people just made it to where Black people couldn't really do anything.
Okay, so that's another definition. Anybody else? Jim Crow. Okay, I'm gonna just give y'all some simple examples. Basically, what the Jim Crow's laws were put in place to do was keep Black people from voting. And those were things like you had poll taxes. So for instance, you had to be able to pay a certain amount of money in order to be able to vote. Or there were literacy tests where you had to pass these really confusing tests. They were designed to be confusing so that Black people could not pass them, so they wouldn't have the right to vote. You know, and so they were.
So I don't want to cut you off, but
No.
when we was talking about the literacy part of it, understand they was killing you if they knew that you know how to read. I don't think y'all be getting the importance of being able to have that right to vote. I'm not even gonna use the word ancestors because that make people sound old. We're gonna say your mama's mama, your mama's mama's mama, your
great-grandparents and great-grandparents.
You know, it was a point in time when you couldn't even walk up the street without getting harassed. Just think about trying to vote. They would kill you if you acted like you wanted to vote. Everybody that probably could vote didn't make it to vote. Yeah, do not take it for granted. It's your right. You know what I'm saying? Like our families, people in our families fought and died, shed blood for us. For we.
Literally.
How many times have somebody threatened you? How many times have they threatened y'all to move out this building? How many cocktails have been through this window to run y'all out the community? Mm-hmm. You know, that's what they were going through back then. For us to be able to sit here and kick it tonight and just talk about it. You got a phone. You can read everything. You got access to the world on your phone. That will probably get you murdered. That will knock you out for learning. That's why it's important to educate yourself. The more you know, the more you learn.
And that was part of what I wanted y'all to get from what reason I brought that up with what Daniel was saying is that I hope y'all are grabbing hold to the nuggets that he's putting out there. Because one of the nuggets I know I got was when he said about success is basically how you define success. Mm-hmm. And that success is different for different people. And so a lot of times I know that you all probably get caught up with, you know, and get frustrated because you feel like you're trying to please your parents or you're trying to please this person or you're trying to please that, and it gets frustrated. But ultimately, you have to take all of the things that Daniel's talking about, the things we teach and talk about being successful, how we're talking about Jim Crow, all this kind of stuff, and you have to look at it and say, why is this really important? You know, why do I personally, how do I get to that place of what success is? Because I tell you, if I had somebody, when I was y'all's age, like Daniel or Fish or somebody come and tell me the stuff they're telling y'all, I would have been further along in my life, you know, than I was at that point. Like, I tell you, like, I know the company I work for does real estate development, okay, and that kind of stuff. When I was like y'all ages, I didn't know nobody, ain't nothing about real estate development. You know, I didn't know a black person who was involved in real estate development. Black people were just trying to be able to buy a house. You see what I'm saying? And so now y'all are in a time where you got people who can come and tell you and give you the nuggets and the keys of how to be successful. But the key thing of what I want y'all to get from what Daniel's talking about also, it starts in you. That's the whole thing of what he's saying is whatever it is, it starts in you, and don't take your time lightly or, you know, just waste, you know, this opportunity where you can be or accomplish the things that you want to do, but you got to look at it like he was talking about appearance, because appearance is important. And it's like, who am I modeling myself after? You know, my sons and I like to say my sons, I talk about Matthew, Joshua, Jordan, and Jabari because I consider all them my sons. But they'll tell you, when they come to my house, I'm telling them things like if they leave out and they're going to go get something to eat or whatever, I say, don't be walking around with them hoodies on your head. Don't I tell you? They will tell you. I tell them that stuff because I don't want, even though I know they're on the humble, I know they're good. But it's the perception that people have toward black male youth with a hoodie. You can get killed, you know? And there's a reason we tell y'all this stuff, because it's like, it shouldn't be that way, guys. It shouldn't. You know, you should be able to carry yourself however you want. But reality is different. And so we want to give y'all the tools and things to be successful and to see that the things that you are being taught and the opportunities and stuff are things that put you at another level, okay? And so that's why I brought up, I'm going to say this just one last time, about the Jim Crow thing and about the voting thing, because it bothers me when I see black people who don't vote. And I don't want y'all to fall into that. Some of y'all are going to be 18 next year, or you're turning 18 this year. And it's important that you understand that there's obviously power in the vote if black people were killed so they couldn't vote. You see what I'm saying? So we've got to look at this and see that your voice matters. If, you know, I need every one of y'all to be successful, because your success in the future, it not only helps you, but it helps us as a people. You know, it helps us first of all as a race, but it helps us also even as Christians. You know, it helps us. So our thing is, there is no reason that you can't experience success in whatever that is. If your success is that you decide you want to be a poet, be the best poet you can be. Okay? You know, if you decide you're going into medicine, be the best, you know, that you can be in that. You know, it's like I think Monty one time talked about that she wanted to be a nurse. And I was like, well, why do you want to be a nurse? Why wouldn't you be the nurse practitioner? Why wouldn't you be the doctor? Why go here when you can go here? But as a race of people, a lot of times we have accepted what's been handed to us instead of seeing the greatness in us and taking those steps to move to that, you know, place of where we can be. Okay? Does that make sense? Do y'all know this? Like I said, I'm just doing black empowerment right now because it's out here. But this is important because as a race, we don't get where we need to be. Every sport that black people enter into, black people dominate. Do y'all know that? Every sport that black people get into, because there have been sports traditionally, historically, that blacks did not have the money to get into, like golf, like tennis, you know, certain things, gymnastics, things like that. But guess what? When blacks were able to get the money to access, he talked about access, being able to get access to certain places. What happened with gymnastics? Simone Biles. Didn't she get in gymnastics and tear it up? People cannot, Dominique Dawes, people cannot even get where she is, the records and stuff that she's setting there. You know, if you look at golf, if you look at the Williams sister and what's her name? Yeah, but the other,
Coco.
one, the young one now.
Oh, yeah.
Coco.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that you have greatness in you, you know, and so it's important to grab hold, you know, to those things and grab hold to the nuggets and things that Daniel is talking about. So anybody have any questions for Daniel or anybody? Questions, thoughts? What's going on in y'all mind? What y'all think?
I say, like, concerned about his background story and, like, getting in trouble. It's better you, like, think to God when worshiping what it was.
Oh yeah, every day. Like we could really not be sitting here looking at each other right now. You know what I'm saying? I still got partners that's never gonna get out ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen a grown man cry when he know that life is over? You ever seen a dead man walking full of life? You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about the choices that you make. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in certain situations where you're gonna lose your freedom and could potentially lose your life. You got people out there that love you and care about you. Because when you die or go to jail, they go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would we going through so much stuff already? Why would we add to that list? You know what I'm saying? Like, just live your life and grow. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know your situation, bro, but you got something in you that's great. You gotta pull it out of yourself and let it manifest. If you got some people around you that you know you need to cut off and stay away from, cut them off. It ain't too late till it's too late. Right now, you still have that opportunity. Everybody in here. I know a lot of people I used to run with had to cut them off. They still out there doing the same stuff we was doing 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Still call themselves hustling. Go to jail, catch a case, come back, doing the same thing. Like, bro, you're gonna be stuck right there forever. Until you make it up in your mind that you want to grow, that you want to expand where you are right now, what you were just talking about. Like, how far do you want to go in life? You know what I'm saying? Everything you do, learn from it. People say, I don't want to work at McDonald's. Why not? You just start out at the lowest part of McDonald's, just sweeping them out there. Work your way up to the kitchen.
Or work your way up and even own a McDonald's.
That's what I was about to get at. Like,
yes.
Learn the kitchen, learn the registers, learn how to, talk to people, develop your communication skills. work the registers. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you're gonna be a manager. They don't take them with 20, 30,000 and buy into a McDonald's or Subway. You learn them skills. Then you own one.
But what did I tell you in the kitchen today at the house? Every decision that I make today is to make me a better person tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you gotta think about the future.
You gotta think about the future. You can't think about right now.
Yeah. Take advantage of every opportunity that you're given. If you can't see an opportunity, find one. Make one. Learn something from whatever it is you're doing. And take it with you. I promise you, you're gonna use it. One day, you're gonna need it. And it's gonna be when you least expect it to. You're like, dang, I ain't never thought I was gonna use this. But I'm glad I knew about it. You feel me? Like, it's for real.
All things working together.
Talk to him, girl.
So let me ask you a question. What advice would you give to these budding future success stories, entrepreneurs, all kind of stuff? I know that there are some who would like to get their own businesses started and things like that. What advice would you give to someone who maybe have something they wanted to get started?
Don't keep procrastinating. Do it. Everybody has a cell phone or access to a computer and Wi-Fi. You can Google any information you want to find out. How bad do you want to learn? How bad do you really want to start this business? How far are you willing to go? You want somebody to hand it to you? Or you want to go out there and seek everything, all the knowledge you can about this business, where to be successful? I'm going to tell you like this. I know a lot of business owners. It don't cost them $31 to become a business owner. I had one of my kids tell me he didn't think that he could start a business after he graduated college. I'm like, why not? You ain't got 31 bucks. You go down there to the Howard building with $31 and the name of the company that you want, and you tell them, look, this is what I want. You really want a sole property, you want an LLC. And there it is, now you're a business owner. A lot of people get that piece of paper and feel like they just had a major accomplishment. It don't stop right there. You got to put that work in to build it to where you want it to be. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. You got to apply pressure to your grind. You got to keep on working and working and working. When everybody playing, you got to be working. If you want to succeed on a level where you really trying to take it. If you're trying to be mediocre, then just, you know what I'm saying, stay at a mediocre level. But if you're trying to take it, as far as you can, you got to push. You got to work. You got to grind consistently, though. I'm telling you, that's the only way you're going to be successful in whatever you're doing. While people out playing, partying, you need to be working. Like, I'll go out to eat, or I might even go grab a drink or something somewhere, but I'll be in my phone. I'm there at the party, and I might even be talking sometimes, but a lot of times I'm in my phone, because I'm fascinated with the touch screen and everything you do. Ask them, I don't even know how to use my phone, look. Not for real.
You don't know how to use nothing.
I know how to Google, I know how to send a text, and I know how to ask questions, and I know how to get on Google. Look, understand.
I thought my name was Google as many questions he asked me.
The only time we got on the computer was in school, in computer class. We had like an hour. We didn't have Google. We had Ask Jeeves. Exactly. What is that? We had Ask Jeeves. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time we could get on the computer. We didn't have no computer in the house. We had cell phone. The cell phone was bigger than this water bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had way more access to the world than we had, And there's a lot of influences on there too. Good influences, bad influences. How you gonna use it though? You gonna get caught up on social media, just, scrolling on Facebook or Instagram and get caught up in that? Not Facebook.
Yeah, y'all probably don't do Facebook.
I don't do that. Snapchat, Twitter,
I don't know what's that.
IG. You know what I'm saying? Understand? Take this with you. Don't be so concerned with what's going on in the world. Make the world be concerned about what's going on in your life. Everything you do needs to be groundbreaking. You need to make history. I tell myself every day, I wake up, I gotta make history in some kind of way. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I gotta figure that out. That's why I spend my days trying to figure out how I'm gonna make history. Again, you wanna be mediocre? Like you want to make history. When you die, you want to be a memory or you want to leave a legacy? If we die right now, what they gonna say about you? It's your eulogy. When they come up, they gonna be laughing and joking and saying, "Oh, he was a cool dude. He was alright." You know what I'm saying? You know, he could dress good, or
like the funeral I just did this week when I couldn't think of anything.
that's like sad.
It's
You
true.
get a better life.
I mean, I literally was just like, it's sad, but it's true. I did because I could
Can't lie.
not think of one
person.
thing. You
I
know?
done had to do it though. Man, I had to get up and lie.
I was like,
And funeral was like, hey, yeah, a great kid, you know, yada yada yada, and make it sound good. But if everybody ain't saying, oh yeah, I know that, yeah, you're right. I remember that about him. They know I'm up here full of, they know I'm lying. But it sound good, you know, for the circumstances. But after the funeral's over with, you know, after that night of turning up, or, you know, that's what they do at the funeral. A lot of people drink, do drugs, whatever. But when they wake up, it's like the memory fades and fades, slowly fades away. But you see, like Kobe Bryant, he's still alive right now. Scratch Kobe. Martin Luther King still alive right now. You know, the Malcolm X's. People from way, way before I was born that was out here putting in work, their name was still alive and relevant today because they made history. You want to model your life out of something like that? A dude down the street, with, you know what I'm saying? He got that bag, you know what I'm saying? That's how you want it. You don't see yourself going further than North Nashville. I know a lot of kids done died before they even left Nashville. Not even kids. I know a lot of grown folks that never left outside of Nashville until they went to the penitentiary, and they never getting out again. They're going to bounce around from prison to prison throughout the state, and that's what they're going to call traveling or moving around the world. Don't limit yourself. Don't let nobody put expectations on you. You set the bar and the standard for your life. And after you reach that level, then it's time to start reaching higher. Don't stay stuck in one spot. Don't do that.
Any other comments, questions, thoughts? What do y'all thought? What are some nuggets or things you got from the things Danny was speaking on tonight?
Don't
What do you
everybody
take
talk
away?
at once.
Joseph.
We just talked about how people, when they be listening to music and they be trying to imitate what they do. It kind of reminds me of a song I listened to one time, and the song said the most dangerous people are not dangerous people. It's people trying to prove that they're dangerous people. And it just kind of brought me in with a good point. So.
Okay.
They gonna show, don't judge a book by a cover, man. The loudest person in the room is probably the weakest. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about the man making all the noise. Y'all posting all these guns on Instagram and showing everybody what you got. I know how to come at you. If I really want to rob you, I know you strapped. So I'm gonna approach you like you got a gun on you, and you gonna up and kill me. So I gotta get to you first. I'm gonna catch you slipping. You don't know what I got or what I'm capable of doing, cause I ain't showing you my every move. That's a daily person, cause you don't know. Quiet as kept, he be killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Everybody want to prove to the world that they this something or that. It ain't gonna make you rich. It ain't gonna make you successful. It's gonna make you a target. You're gonna be a target. I used to do that dumb stuff. Be in the club, man. $10,000 on me, flashing money. Putting it in my mouth. I ain't worried about coronavirus or nothing. You know what I'm saying? For real. I used to do that dumb stuff too. I understand, I get it. I used to want to be like everybody else except for myself. Didn't I just have to wake up and grow up? Like, what am I doing trying to imitate somebody? God made one of me. He made one of y'all. If anything, make somebody want to be like you.
What Shawty C say?
Which one?
Shawty C, the shirt.
Shawty C.
Be you.
Oh, be you. Oh, yeah. Sure, I'm thinking about a rap. I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm
yeah, I'm like, get it. Nah, but yeah, be you. Don't be nobody else. Be yourself.
There's only one of you.
It's only one. And when you're gone, I'm telling you, how they gonna remember? Dude, they'll imitate, copycat, what y'all call it now? When somebody trying to be like somebody else.
Yeah, tell me so I can say it.
You still talking about being about it.
Right. That's what I gotta be current. Y'all gotta tell me the current terminology. So I can, so I can put it out there. Yeah.
But y'all know somebody who lying all the time, and you know that that's not really them. They're trying to do like I've seen so many people buy like what they call it, the baller star, the kid with the 5 fake chains costs about $100 to make it look like everybody want to make it look like they have money and be broke. I got some millionaire friends that you wouldn't even know that they even own a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? Like a big warehouse, making millions of dollars a month. Oh, one property. That's just one. You got about 7 or 8 of them. We spend too much time trying to look like we got it instead of spending that time trying to figure out how we're going to get it and keep it. And make sure our families are straight, generational wealth. When we go, is everybody going to be all right? Right now, we want that temporary pleasure. Make it seem like we got it. And we flawed. How many rappers I done seen act like they got it? And one of my interns dealing with it now, I tell him you gotta keep pushing, but that's a part of the game. I'm pretty, because he do graphic designs, shoot videos, and they want a discount. They be like, let me pay you now and pay you like later. Why? If you rapping about all this money, where it at? You gotta show me. You gotta show me. Know your worth. Y'all gotta know your worth. Don't let nobody ever dumb you down from that. I sell you a t-shirt for $40, that's what it is. You're not gonna tell me what my stuff worth, what my name worth, how much time and money I invested in me. It ain't about you can't afford it. I mean, how much it costs, it's about you can't afford it. When you can afford it, some will be there for you. You know what I'm saying?
I like it, and that's a good point because, like I said, I don't know if anybody here's like thinking about, like a business or something at some point, something that you're good at and would like to do. That's something that that Black people a lot of times deal with is where people don't want to, pay what they're worth, but then if it's something like, like what's some name brand?
Gucci,
like Gucci or whatever, they'll pay $200 for a belt or something, But then when it's somebody's line or whatever, they don't want to pay, and that whatever. But instead, I always talk about you making this corporation wealthy, and not, supporting the businesses, of other people. So you have to, like, if you decide that you're selling something, if you have a product or something that's your business or whatever, if you say that's what it is, then let that be what it is. I like what you just said about that. Then you just can't, you're just like, well, I'm sorry, you can't afford it. When you can't,
I'm gonna
this
let you
product is
borrow
still be there.
$40 and give you some free merchandise. And let you owe me them 40 back or take them 40 and keep it moving. And just give you something that I done put like this is like how I feed my family. One source of income, how I feed my child. You know, just give you something. Give me that shot long time ago. Now I'm all out of stuff. Yeah, they don't even know.
They like you that way.
Anyway, you done heard it before. Give me that shot. Like, hey man, give me $20. Give me that shot. He dead. He don't live no more. He gone.
Are there any of y'all who want to have your own business at some point or anything like that? Y'all thinking about that? Anybody?
What you want to do?
Computer company.
Computer company? Tech work? Yeah. I need to learn something new.
Who else said they wanted to have a business?
Blind.
You're mad.
Wait, what's the business?
What's the
No.
business? What's the business?
On a business.
Selling hair stuff.
Yeah, so like hair products, like grease.
Like, hair extensions.
Oh, like weaves, bubbles,
Somewhat.
inches and stuff. It's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Not
They can have it.
money.
AJ, what's yours?
I said babysit, like,
Babysit.
with kids, dealing with kids.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, hey, man, look, if I was a woman, I would be a nanny, I promise you. I just flew to Vegas like last month. This lady told me she made like